Welcome to Murfreesboro Storytellers. Our program is originating today from Puckett's on the Square in downtown Murfreesboro. And the occasion is a night for the Blue Raider Blitz. And our special guest is Chris Massaro, Director of Athletics at MTSU. Chris, you're about to enter into your 16th season, is that right?
It is, yeah, since 2005, John, so it's been a fun ride ever since.
I'm sure it has been. We'll talk about athletics in general, but first of all, about the Blue Raider Blitz. How's it? Is this your final stop?
This is the final stop. We're in it at Murfreesboro at Puckett's on the Square,
right.
And we've had a great turnout. We went to Mount Juliet, we've been to Columbia, we've been to Shelbyville, we've been to Smyrna, we went to Franklin, Nashville, and now we're ending in Murfreesboro. So we've had great turnouts. And what's really nice, John, is to see everybody after a year of COVID.
I'm sure.
So just to touch base with our fans again.
And COVID has affected everybody, and certainly athletics specifically.
Yeah, it was really a difficult year for everybody involved in athletics, really all across the country.
Sure.
But I'm really proud of our student athletes, our coaches, and particularly our athletic training staff, our medical people, just to navigate a year of uncertainty and to come out the year like we did with 6 championships, more than anybody else in Conference USA. I'm really proud of that, and that was really a collective effort from our whole department.
That's a tremendous story. How have your athletes fared during the COVID as far as health?
Yeah, and it was, I think, pretty well. I mean, my number one concern, honestly, with this age group was their mental health. And tennis players want to play tennis, basketball players want to play basketball. That's part of their being. So I was afraid if we take a good bit of that away, that they would lose a big part of their identity in a very difficult time period. So I thought with Dr. McPhee and the administration, with our commitment to athletics, to at least get them out there practicing and hopefully playing a little bit, that was number one. Number two, to take all the precautions to keep everybody separate, masks, all those kind of things. I think our coaches did a great job of minimizing the effect of COVID so it doesn't run rampant through our locker rooms.
Yeah, the mental effect has been terrible on everybody, not just athletes, I think.
Yeah, it's really difficult. And, and we've seen from Simone Biles and some high-profile athletes how that's become a bigger and bigger issue, and it's something we need to talk about more and more as society, and that's what I was worried about. Across the country, teen suicide rates really skyrocketed this past year, and I think a lot of it is related to just the disruption. And mental health experts tell us, like athletic directors, that some of these symptoms really start to manifest, your late teens, your early 20s, and so when you're making those kind of adjustments, sometimes that can be really difficult for young people.
Yeah, very true. Okay. Well, we're getting ready for the 2021 football season, I guess, is first. And do I understand athletics will be open at MTSU?
It is. We're going to be 100%, John. So tailgating, come bring your tailgate so you can set up your tent. We're going to have the band of Blue will be back to normal. And last year they couldn't march on the field. We had them in the upper deck. So it'll be different. They'll be back in their normal spot. They'll be marching. So the pageantry of college football will be back. And there's something I'm really excited about, John, is that in our family fun zone, we always have these inflatables, and it's a great place for kids to come. And now we're completing an agreement with MTSU Dairy to bring in chocolate milk and ice cream to be at that family fun zone. So kids all over Middle Tennessee, man, if you've not had our chocolate milk, come to our football games, enjoy it, be on the bounce houses, and get yourself some MTSU chocolate milk, because it's going to be fantastic.
That's great. And the chocolate milk is just tremendous.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Young and old like that.
That's right.
So it'll be, I'll probably be waiting in line to try to get myself a couple pints myself.
Yeah, I just had one the other day for supper, for dinner.
Yeah, it's amazing. And they've been great. We're going to try to set it up. Obviously, the distribution and production, we can't go very far, so we're just kind of limiting it right there at the family fun zone, and I think that's going to be a perfect fit for us.
Absolutely. Is it too early to talk about ticket sales?
It is a little early. All right? Yeah, but it's going along well. We're ahead of last year's pace, which we should be. My real goal is to kind of be in front of 2019 and and to show some growth from when we shut down.
Yeah.
We had a couple of tough football seasons, and there's a lot of optimism around our program right now with our new offensive coordinator. We've got a bunch of transfers in. I've not seen a step with our coaches, like the bounce in their step like I have right now.
That's wonderful.
So they're excited. The players are excited. We've got 5 home games, so that's a good home schedule. So we invite everybody to come out. It'll be a lot of fun.
Homecoming first weekend in October, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's October the 2nd.
Yeah.
So that's always fun. We have our Salute to Vets game, and right around Veterans game. So that'll be excitement as well. So I'm thrilled with it. I'm thrilled with our elements like the Family Fun Zone. We didn't talk about the beer garden, which we implemented in 2019, where you come get craft beer and be right there in the end zone, in our south end zone, and enjoy that kind of festivity. So we really try to put a little something inside our stadium for a lot of different people. So it's a fun place to come. You can come tailgate. We have a lot of green areas, all around campus, easy parking, easy family-friendly place to be. So I just hope Murfreesboro missed college football last year and Middle Tennessee and really wants to come out and see some quality football. It'll be fun for the whole family.
I'm sure we're all looking forward to it.
It'll be fun.
Basketball is a little time away, football first, but how are prospects for basketball for men and women?
I'm excited that Rick Ensel's here tonight, and he was talking earlier today how excited he is about his team and how he feels they might have the ability to really gel and be even better than they were a year ago.
Okay.
He's trying to integrate a bunch of international kids that are very talented, so he's excited, and all I know is if he's got any kind of chance, he's going to coach them up and win the conference. So,
I'm sure of that.
So he's going to be really good. We're the defending champs there. We had a tough basketball season last year, men's basketball. And I think part of our problem is we had so many newcomers last year, and we did such a good job of keeping them separated. We never let them gel, and that was one of the inadvertent things. I think there's talent there. And then he's been able to stack another recruiting class on what we had a year ago. So what I've seen early in the summer, this team's a lot more together. I'm excited for it. The fall is gonna be really important for those guys because they've got to develop and bond as a team. I thought last year we were a pretty good basketball team for about 33 minutes. The problem is the game's like 40 minutes, so we would lose our lead and lose like the last 7 minutes of the game. So that part of that's young, part of that's not being together as a team. And so we just need to get better at that and play all 40 minutes. But I think that we got Donovan Sims back as a Murfreesboro favorite. It seems like he's been here 100 years, and I love that kid, and Jalen Jordan, some of the kids that are back that have had good seasons, so I'm excited to watch him play.
This will be Nick's 4th season, is that right?
This will be his 4th, yes, sir.
4th season.
Yeah.
Amazing how time flies.
It does fly, and the first season he was kind of running on the run. We had to dismiss a couple guys in the summer, so he was never really able to get that first team together.
Yeah.
And so he's been trying to piece it together since then. So last year I really thought would be our breakthrough year, and I think the talent is there. Mm-hmm. It just needs to come together.
How about baseball? We talk about football and basketball a lot, but baseball is just important too.
Baseball was fun. Like we hadn't made the Conference USA tournament in 8 years, and we made it this year. It was fun to watch. That Jim Toman's building that program, and he's stacking some great recruiting classes. He'll be here tonight, and he's on his phone half the time because he's the hardest working recruiter I've been around. He's amazing. So I'm glad that he's our coach. He's out there tonning it. We've got a good young team. We've got a pitching staff that's really good. Our pitching coach, I think, is one of the best guys in the country, Kyle Bunn. And last year we were like 8th in the country to strikeout to walks ratio. We had one of the best ERAs in Conference USA. Our problem was on offense. If we can just hit a little bit better, and he's recruited a couple guys that we were last in the league in batting average. So we're great in pitching, which is the hardest thing to do. and we just need to score more runs. So I think he'll correct that, and we'll be pretty good this year.
Academically, athletics has really excelled.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed with the record that you have.
Well, thanks, and that's important to me, John.
Oh,
that
sure.
My dad was superintendent of schools growing up, so I was always in that household that academic excellence and athletic excellence, they're not mutually exclusive. They can overlap, and they better overlap with his children.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've carried that philosophy. Our coaches have that philosophy. They encourage the kids to go to class. It's part of our culture is to get good grades. So last year, our football team was, I think we were 7th in the country. No, I'm sorry, we were 3rd in the country, John, in graduation success rate. So we were the top-ranked public school. We trailed only Northwestern and Duke, and we were tied with Vanderbilt all across the country. So our academic success and what Coach Stocks put together has been fantastic, but it's carried all the way through all of our teams. Our men's tennis team, and Jimmy Borndane is one of the best coaches we have in our stable. Their team GPA this past spring semester, I think, was a 3.89. So if you had a 3.87, you brought the average down.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's hard to do with that many guys. So he's got great students. They're all basically 4.0 students, and that's just an example of what we do. And that's really a team effort. Dr. McPhee, obviously, we take his leadership. Deb Sells is an integral part of that because our academic enrichment center reports to her. Terry Whiteside, our faculty rep, our coaches, our student athletes. So that's really a collaborative effort that I'm really proud of.
I'm glad you mentioned tennis. There's some other sports too that we tend to not always look at and talk about. What are we not talking about?
Well, tennis has been great. They've won the last 2 Conference USA titles. The other one that I'm really proud of in terms of winning championships is our men's golf team's won 3 straight Conference USA titles. Dean Hayes, he's an old staple. Yeah. I mean, we've named the stadium after the guy.
And rightly so.
Yeah, I mean, well-deserved, all those kind of things. Well, you know what? We had a national champion this year, John, in track.
I did not
So we
realize
had Keegan Chamati won the 3,000-meter steeplechase. So out of all the country, that was the NCAA title in outdoor track. He's a champion. So I think that's our 7th one that we've had in school history. 5 of them been track, and then we had Marco Bourne and Andre Silstrom won doubles in tennis a few years ago. So that's a real signature win for us. On top of that, Dean also won. We won the men's outdoor track championship, and he and Keith Roman, Keith's his top coach too, and Keith won the men's cross country. I'm sorry, the women's cross country in the fall. So those were our sports that won championships. Women's golf finished 2nd in CUSA, but none of that happens, John, without great coaches. You know
absolutely.
that. And you've been around our coaches. A lot of them have been around a long time. Yeah. Your audience has been around our coaches. So they're quality people. They love Murfreesboro. They love what they do for Middle Tennessee. So come out, and when you get a chance, come out and see them, because all of our sports are fun to watch.
Yeah, the stability of your coaching staff has been remarkable, I think.
Yeah, that's important. That's important to me, because I think sometimes in athletics we don't let coaches build their own programs and even learn from their own mistakes. You know, and you make this mistake, you're going to be wiser for it. And so I think that's really an important thing for us. So Rick Insel was my first and maybe my best hire. You know, and he's still here. Coach Stock's been here all but 1 year of my tenure. Coach Hayes, I mean, I can't lay credit for him. He's at 50 plus.
Oh my God. He's like forever coach.
He is. He and you are the longest time MTSU guys. So I'm really lucky. Being an athletic director is a fun job, but it's even more fun when you have great coaches, and great coaches who are also great people.
You have some work going on with facilities now too.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, and that's really important to us. That we've got things that we're ready to launch, and hopefully we'll be able to announce the official launchment this fall. But we need to build a student athlete performance center for our weight room for all of our student athletes. equipment room for everybody, a training room for everybody, and then our football offices would also be housed in that. And so what that'll do is allow them to move out of the Murphy Center, so then we can expand our men's basketball space in the Murphy Center and really help that sport. As we get into conference realignment and recruiting, facilities require such an important investment. So that's really important for us. There's probably nothing more important than what we're going to do in the next 6 months and get that thing started.
Is that one building you're talking about?
That's one building, and then the second phase is to enhance the Murphy Center, and where football is vacated out of their locker room is to help men's basketball. So I'm hoping we can kind of do those concurrently, and then that would be really great, because both those sports are high-profile sports, need our attention, and it'll be great. And it'll beautify that into campus, because we'll address the Greenland parking lot, make it more satisfactory to the eye. We'll tie in those facilities with great walkways in between them, so it'll look like an urban courtyard between the two facilities. So it'll really be a place that if you wanted to take a selfie before a football game or for a game at Murphy Center, there's some signature places now that you can do that. So I'm excited about it. The plans look great. It's going to have a transformational impact on our athletic department and really on our campus, because that's, to me, that's the visitor center of our campus. That we host all the TSSAA tournaments. That's, if you do traffic counts, that corner of Middle Tennessee and Greenland Drive, that's the most traffic count that is there. We need to address that end of campus in terms of its look and its feel of vibrancy to match the rest of campus. And that's a real high priority, and I know that's a high priority with Dr. McPhee as well.
Yeah. And you'll continue with the TSSAA arrangements?
I love high school basketball, and I love having them in our building. So it's been almost 50 years straight of it. So we're in all the way with that. We're proud to host the Spring Fling and all the events that we do, high school volleyball. So that's what we want to do. And the other piece of this is to really put our facilities and Murphy Center as an entertainment center again. I've heard all your stories about how many concerts are in there and stuff. So we need to get that back re-engaged a little bit more.
Yeah, we just did 2 programs with Harold, who was the director of student programming.
Yeah.
And even more than I had remembered. It's unbelievable.
It is. The history of that building, it might be the most historic building in all of Middle Tennessee.
It could be.
And all the activity that we've had there, it's a remarkable building. And in a year and a half, and what is it, in 2022, we're going to be celebrating its 50th birthday. That's hard to believe, isn't it, John?
My word, that is hard to believe.
Yeah, 50 years.
I remember when it was being built.
Yeah,
when it had a fire even as part of it.
You know, Coach Hayes told me about the fire.
Yeah,
Yeah, so, and what vision to build a building like that. Because it's still a highly great functional building 48 years later. I mean, that's a jewel. So my hats are off to you and everybody else who helped plan that thing.
Oh, some real memories there.
Yeah. And you think about all the events that have been in there, from basketball games, NCAA tournament basketball games, ours, TSSAA, the concerts, the graduations. There's just so many family memories that are attached to that building. It's special.
Chris, let's talk about changes in athletics generally.
Wow.
Are we about to lose the word of amateur?
Yeah, I think we've lost it. I think that's gone by. I hope we still keep the educational component in college athletics.
Absolutely.
And to me, that's really important. That the athletic scholarship still means something. And I think the name, image, and likeness, that's great. They want to capitalize on that and earn extra money. I just don't want it to it's so bloated that that's all that people worry about.
I agree.
And so I think with anything, we got to access those change, embrace that change, make it to our benefit as well. So that's a big one. We've had, we lost the Supreme Court case the NCAA did about educational expenses. So what will a scholarship be worth? And that's all changing and shifting. And then the other third thing that's really dropping most recently is Texas and Oklahoma joining the SEC, which will really signal another round of conference realignment. So all of that's all related, and it's all related to college football playoff and TV contracts. And so we have to adjust to that world and be a part of it, and that's why our facilities again are so important.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah. So there's not been a dull moment from COVID to all these changes, John. It's been a great ride. It's fun to do. I've got great people around me. I've got a great staff. Diane Turnham, you talk about stability. She's been by my side the whole time. David Blackburn's been a great senior associate AD. So I've got a great staff.
Did he tell me he's retiring?
I think so. Yes, sir.
So he's retiring end of August.
Yeah. So he is, and so he's been so valuable to me. As he was a former AD at Chattanooga, and so it's I'm going to miss having him on a daily basis to be able to bounce some things off of. But he's offered to help us part-time and some things. So he's stepping away on retirement, but he's not stepping away from us totally. So that'll be great.
He tells me he's going to continue to live.
Yep. So he's going to be one of those guys like you, I think. That he'll be hanging around.
That's good. Chris, if you had a list of things that you would like to have, I know you got this new facility underway coming about. What would be at the top of your list, or what would be on your list?
Yeah, I mean, the facilities are the number one thing, John. I think that's our missing piece, that we've got great coaches, we've got great staff, we've got a growing and vibrant community. So all those things lead to success in athletics. So that's the most important thing. After that is facilities. So that's what I want. Then I want to find a way to better engage with our fans so that they actively participate in our football and basketball games in particular.
I think that'll be great, Chris. That you really need.
Yeah, and we need that. And it's a great product. It's Conference USA. It's great football. It's great basketball. It's great for all of our sports. So to be able to engage our alums, to be able to light that fire, and I hope that the facilities help with that, because when they see them, there'll be a certain alumni and town pride and Middle Tennessee pride about that, and then that'll help us recruit, and we'll have better teams and all that. So that whole elevation will be great for us. So those are the two big wishes I have.
The Blue Raider Athletic Association, the BRAA, is very important to sports, isn't it?
It is. They're the lifeblood, and that's what fuels that. They're our donor. That's our donor base, and so if you believe in college athletics, particularly college athletics at our level, if you believe in the mission of education and athletics, we're a great investment, because your dollars help change kids' lives. We've got kids that come in here that this is the first bed they've slept in their dorm room in years, and and some of the stories that they've overcome is just remarkable. So I'm really proud of our student athletes. I think they do a great job representing us, and I hope that our alums, fans, patrons, anybody that loves us has a chance to give back, because it goes straight into the educational benefits of those guys, and it's going to impact lives.
As we close out shortly, have you been watching the Olympics?
I love the Olympics, yeah.
Have you ever been?
I have not been to any Olympics. That's on my bucket list. Have you?
No, I have not.
Yeah, and I lived through people like Coach Hayes that actually coached at them. I've got two daughters that swim, John, that they swam a lot, and they swam collegiately. And one of them's home, and it's fun watching the Olympics with her, because I'm having a little expert on my couch that knows everything.
What are their ages?
Rachel, that's here, she's just graduated from college and is beginning her first job in Charlotte. So I'm excited about that. It's fun to watch it with her. She had a great career. So I know a little bit about swimming through her career. And actually a couple of the ones that she swam against are in the Olympics.
Wonderful.
So there's a little connection there too. So it makes it kind of fun.
Right, man.
Yeah. So I love the Olympics. I love anything sports-wise.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
You play. Are you a golfer?
I hacked at it a lot, and then when my kids were age where they're participating, I didn't play golf as much, and I want to kind of rekindle that now. Yeah.
Well, Chris, congratulations to the great job you've been doing, and thank you for bringing us up to date on MTSU athletics.
John, thanks for being on your program,
Oh.
and man, it's always fun to talk to you.
Right.
And thank you for what you do and have done for MTSU.
Well, you're very kind, and thank you for all you do, and best of luck for the future, all MTSU
Oh,
sports.
thank you. We'll need it.
Thank
It's always good to have luck, right?
Right. Chris Massaro, Director of Athletics for MTSU, has been our guest for Murfreesboro Storytellers.